Now, this is some footage from a few years ago. It's on a piece of ground that you've seen me shoot rabbits many times before, but I think this is the first time I tried filming a night hunt on it. I'm using my FAC Theoben MFR, as the FAC gives you a flatter trajectory, which is more forgiving with shooting at night because it can be very difficult judging the ranges. And I'm using the NiteSite Viper. The first shot looked good until I realised the rabbit, after it was hit, kept struggling or kicking. It was only a wounding shot, but thankfully I managed to get a second shot on target and finish the job properly. I managed to locate the rabbit with the head torch, which is a very useful item when hunting at night. It doesn't have to be very powerful, just so long as you can see where you're going. The rabbit's quite damp. You can see the water glistening actually through the grass below it. At that time we had quite a bit of wet weather. That's one of the reasons I don't like shooting at night, because the ground at this time of year gets so sodden. The rabbits can hear your feet squelching from a mile away, and it makes it very difficult getting within range. But no matter how frustrating it can be at times, I do a lot of decoying and baiting hooded crows and magpies during the winter months, so I need the rabbits to help me do that. But with the rabbit bagged up, it's time to move on and see what else we can find. That's not a big rabbit, it's a sheep. That, on the other hand, looks like a rabbit. Yep, that's a rabbit, and that's a sheep, and that's the rabbit again. Yes, that's definitely a sheep, and that's definitely a rabbit. Two rabbits, in fact. It's easy to tell the difference apart, as the rabbit is much smaller with pointy ears and a little white fluffy tail. The sheep, on the other hand, is much larger and has a tendency to go bah every now and again. It doesn't look like there's any other closer targets to me, so I'll take one of these here. Rabbit down, and of course his mate has wisely decided to clear off. And the sheep looks a little sheepish after that shot. Yeah, it's wet. I've moved to another part of the farm and I'm giving the field a good scan with the Viper to see if there's any rabbits about. Oh, that might be two there. But after I managed to get a bit closer, I realised they're not rabbits. I think it's actually a couple of woodcock, possibly snipe. So I dandered on, scanning the field as I went, trying to find something more rabbit looking rather than game bird. And there might be one in the distance. So I stalked in a little closer before scanning again. And sure enough, it is a rabbit, but he knows I'm there. He's alert and standing. But I managed to place the shot well and have another rabbit for the bag. Something else in the distance there, and another rabbit. But I decided to see if I could get a wee bit closer. I didn't bother picking up the rabbit I just shot and hoped that I would get the second rabbit I spotted. But when I got there, he was already gone. Though I did spot a couple of rabbits further up the field, just the other side of the barbed wire fence. Another scan and I spotted a rabbit in the distance. So started to make my way closer, preferably without tripping over the local vegetation. Trying to quietly stalk in pitch dark is an odd sensation because you can't see what's directly at your feet. You're just picking a direction you know the rabbit's in and slowly walking your way there. It might be pitch dark, but their ears are still very alert to any noises. And since the ground is quite sodden here, you have to take your time, otherwise you sound as if you've got very soggy socks on. But I managed to get within range and get a nice shot off. It always amazes me, no matter what colour of clothes you have on, they always look the same colour in night vision. So once I had that rabbit in the bag, I went back and had a look for the previous rabbit I shot. Thankfully I did find it in the dark. Either somebody was in a shootout or there was a fireworks display somewhere local that night. Well, that was a lot of trudging through wet fields for just 4 rabbits, but at least I'll be a bit fitter for it.